and I wasn't really sure on your perspective on this yet, so I asked you, do you believe a genocide is happening in Gaza? And you said no. So, do you still believe that? Is that still something that you believe?
What is your criteria for genocide?
A genocide is an intentional ethnic cleansing. It's like taking a group of people, usually indigenous to the area, not necessarily, but um, taking them. Um, it can it can start off a number of ways, but like basically you just like take them and get the consent of the public, and then kill them in mass killing by any means necessary. We could look up the definition of
No,
genocide
I
if
know the definition for genocide, okay?
okay.
But the you have to provide the proof that genocide is happening. I
Okay.
can't prove a not, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you want proof that it's a genocide. I get that. I think that the proof is pretty obvious. However, I understand that it is like there's like a lot of
What? Just name
there's a
several.
lot of
Just
opinions. There's a
go.
lot
Just
of
name several.
excuses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it all started in 1947 with the Nakba. And the Nakba was an expulsion of people from their homes that were indigenous to the area. And what happened was my understanding, and I'm not like an expert in this, okay, yada yada, I'm not an expert. But basically this group formed, and it was the Israeli project was started by our country and the United Kingdom. Individual investors from those countries sent people here. They formed a group called Mossad, okay, which continued to exist for a long time, way into the apartheid. Okay, but Mossad was a group that went and expelled people from their homes, and then they would place occupiers in those homes. And that is how the Israeli nation formed. That is the beginning. Okay, so it started with removing indigenous people from their homes, telling them to go somewhere else. And we can also talk about the like unfathomable, brutal things that Mossad did to people. They tried to force a guy to throw his son into an oven. And then when he didn't, they threw his son into the oven anyway, and then they threw him in with it. And the reason that they did that, and the reason that they did all of these brutal things, was to scare people so that they didn't have to remove them from their homes. They wanted them to just leave anyway and go to the next village over. And after decades and decades of this occupation, we arrived where we are today. Okay, now there was a war. It's called the 7-Day War, where Israel took a majority of the land that they have now, and they have pushed Palestinians into a tiny corner of the map, and they formed an open air prison, and that's what Gaza is. Okay, and what they do is they just drop bombs on them. Okay, they just blow them up, and they're like, oh, Hamas is hiding behind civilians. They are hiding behind civilians. Hamas, they are civilians. They are literally civil. They are militants. They are terrorists. They are in a terrorist group, and they are also like among the civilian population. Okay, so when you bomb Hamas, you are bombing innocent people as well.
You're
I
not answering
understand
my
that Hamas is a terrorist.
you're not
Okay.
answering my question. You're not providing any proof.
What's the question?
I asked you to provide proof of
You
genocide.
okay?
So, for example,
So
what I'm
Mhm.
specifically looking for. Oh, hold on. I let you speak this entire time. Let me speak now. Okay.
I know.
So
I'm
here's the
listening.
thing. Okay. So, for example, in the Bosnian genocide, all right, there's going to be tractors like placed there months beforehand, before the mass shootings, not the mass shootings, the mass executions even happened, because they were planning to have it out. The Serbs all right, literally had a decree. I think it was like Article 5 or something, where they basically said, we're going to turn Srebrenica into like a place of like unconditional fear or whatever, right? Usually these genocides, all right, play out over the course of months to years, okay? But it never ever, almost never plays out for more than a decade, okay? You went all the way back to 1948, which is the Nakba, or 1950s or whatever,
Yes.
which is the Nakba. However, man, the Israelis must be really fucking shit at doing genocide then, because it's been more than it's the 21st century now, and the Gazans are still not genocided. None of the Palestinians are genocided. Okay, and so they must be really shit at doing genocide. Okay, like I don't know what to tell you. Like you went all the way back there, and yeah, there you go. Like fuck, like yeah, like dude.
I wouldn't say that they are shit at doing genocide, but you're right. It is unusual for
It matches
something like this
no.
to go on this long.
I'm sorry. It just matches almost no symptom of actual genocide. Like I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Unless you can provide proper
Yeah.
proof for
So
this.
my proof is that you have a group of people that have been pushed into a small location, a densely populated location, and they are being systematically murdered. That is genocide, and that is what's happening in Gaza. Now, I understand that it hasn't been going on, like, they haven't
They
been
must be they must
constantly
be really
murdering
shit.
for
Well, they must be really
decades.
shit at it, right? Because
It
remember,
No, it
okay,
has taken
okay, hold on.
mhm.
Do you remember what
Okay, okay.
Israel? Do you remember what Israel said? Like, do you know what Israel did before the bombings happened? They prepared leaflets and they prepared messages to Palestinians to move ASAP, like more than a
Aw,
million Palestinians to
that's
move
so
out of the
nice of
area
them.
that they were going to occupy. Yeah, it's not corresponding with what you claim to be a genocide. It can't be a genocide if you're warning people to move before you start bombing a place. It can't be
Okay,
by
mm.
definition. Like
I
I don't know what to
understand
tell
that
you.
that was the meaning. I apologize. You're right. I shouldn't have said it like that. The reason I said "aw" and I was like doing that is because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they hand out leaflets. It doesn't matter if the people know that the bombs are coming generally in advance because there's no protection for them. There is no infrastructure. There are no bomb shelters. And the reason there are no bomb shelters is because there are no sirens. Because the bombs only take like 40 seconds for them to reach their destination. Okay, 1 second you're standing there, and the next second you are red mist. That's what happens. And anyway, I know that Palestinians have not been constantly
Okay.
murdered over the
I'm gonna
course of the Israeli
okay.
state existing.
I'm gonna repeat this again. Okay, I'm
Mm,
gonna repeat this again.
okay.
Israel warns an area before they strike, like in the 1 million moving thing. Okay, they gave
How much
them,
advance do they give?
wasn't it 24 hours or something?
Okay. So if
Yeah,
you
it wasn't the
let's okay,
way.
okay. So
Hold on, hold
run
on,
with
hold
this.
on. The way
Mhm.
you're describing it is that you're saying it's like seconds or something. That's the way you're describing it. This is not seconds. 24 hours is not
Yes.
seconds.
Yes, that is the way I'm describing it. And the reason why is because just because you know that bombs are coming 24 hours from now doesn't mean that you know when they're going to come in within that allotted time period.
Yes, you do. It's
And
24
there are no
hours.
sirens.
No, you do.
It-
It's 24 hours. They give you
okay,
24 hours. What are you talking about?
so by handing out pamphlets, suddenly the Gazans they have a crystal ball and they now know exactly when and where the bombs are going to land. They know where they're going to land
That's
and
what
they
the
have
leaflet said.
okay.
It's 24
Okay.
hours. Yes. You're acting as if like Israel didn't even warn them beforehand or something, but it literally is 24 hours. I don't know why you're like going against the reality that you just admitted to. You literally admitted yourself that you accept this fact, and now you're going against your own
I
statement.
accept that they
Why
did
the
it.
fuck are you
I accept
contradicting
that they
yourself?
did it once. I just don't think that the pamphlets are that useful, is what I'm arguing. I'm saying that, like, yeah, they handed out pamphlets once or
Do you know why they're
twice
not?
or
Do you know why
whatever,
they're not
however
that
many
useful?
times.
Hold on,
They
hold on. Do
don't
you know
do it
why they're
every
not
time.
useful? Hold on, do you know why they're
Because
not
of
that useful?
Hamas. Because Hamas is evil. Because they didn't build bomb shelters or something. That's what you're gonna say.
No, because
Let's hear it.
Hamas is telling people to ignore the pamphlets because they are trying to convince people that it's Israeli propaganda to try to get them to move from the location, when in reality Israel was telling the truth the entire time, and they were
They have
actually
nowhere
warning
to
them
go. Move from
beforehand.
the location?
Yeah, I think it
They
was like
have
moving
nowhere to
south,
go.
no? It was moving to
It is an
different parts of
open air
Gaza. What are you
prison.
talking
They
about?
have there is nowhere safe
It
in
was
Gaza. There really
it
aren't
was
many places
two
safe in Israel.
okay. It was Gaza divided into two regions. Okay, they want people to
The
move
north
from
and the
region
south, I
one to
know.
region two. Okay, one to two.
Yeah, the
Okay, it
north is
doesn't
gone.
matter. All right. They warn people beforehand. Remember, the original question was about whether or not they warn people beforehand,
They
and
want them
this is as
closer
evidence.
together
Okay,
so they can bomb them and kill them more effectively. That's what I think.
don't you think it's more
I
effective
think
to
I
bomb somebody if you
unironically.
don't warn them? Like, if you never warned them, like, don't you think it's more effective to kill a bunch of people?
No, not necessarily. I think that if you were to say like
Okay,
yeah,
nobody
we're
agrees
gonna
with you.
bomb
Literally,
you in
nobody
the
agrees
north
with you.
and
Nobody
then
agrees
they
with
move
you.
south and then we
Hmm.
bomb the south. Okay, nobody agrees with me. I know nobody fucking agrees with me. We live in America. Nobody fucking agrees with me. This is the most pro-Israel country on the fucking planet. I know. I know what I'm
No,
up against.
Israel is the most pro-Israel country on the planet. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, the point is that you're so bad faith. That's why. Okay, like I don't even know why you're like on this point as like a symptom of genocide. Like the fact that we're even like the fact that we're even debating this much about this one particular point shows that you don't have a grasp on how to support the fact that you can validate a genocide existing, right? Like
I feel
because
like I've been nothing but charitable to you about this.
yeah, and
I
me
don't see
too,
how I've
right?
been uncharitable.
Because every single point that you have given is complete bullshit. Like I have given you your chance to monologue about the Nakba and whatever, right? But man, they must be really bad at genocide if they spent like over like 50 years or 60 years to complete a genocide, and even then there's still millions of Palestinians. There's even Palestinians living in Israel. Like I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Don't you think a
And
genocide should
how
be don't hold on. Don't you think a genocide should be like Israel rounding up Palestinians inside of Israel to silently kill them?
I think that's what they've done.
No, that's not what happened.
How is
No.
that
Oh my
even
god.
deniable? They
There
Gaza
are
is the most
Palestinians
densely
living
populated
today. No,
area
no, no,
on
no,
the
no.
fucking planet.
There are
Of course,
Palestinians
they're
living
packed in
today
there like
peacefully in
sardines.
Israel. There are Palestinians living
I know,
peacefully
I'm
in
aware.
Israel today.
And they say don't go to the Arab quarters. I know.
You're aware of something that you just contradicted yourself on like a while ago, because you said that Palestinians are currently being secretly killed in Israel, and then now you just said that you're aware of them living
Secret.
peacefully in Israel. This is not. Yes, that's what you admitted to. I
That's
said
not a
that. So
contradiction.
I said specifically, yeah, you think that Palestinians are secretly being killed in Israel, and you said yes, and now
Not
you
secretly.
say that they're being peacefully. Okay, all right, just can you just please be consistent on one thing? This is like really frustrating. Like
I am consistent. I don't see how that contradicts what I
we can't
said.
debate
Yes, there are
on stuff
Palestinians
when
in mainland
there's
Israel. I'm aware.
The most pop,
My bad. I'm doing something.
the most densely populated place of the earth is Giza, not Gaza.
My bad. My bad. Yeah, it's one of the most. Yeah, sorry, that was my roommate. He came in to correct me.
okay.
And he's right about that. It is, yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Okay, so you essentially proven nothing, right?
I wouldn't say that. I understand that Palestinians live in Israel. They live in mainland Israel, like outside of Gaza and outside of the West Bank. That's not a contradiction to what I said. They are still systematically pushed into a part of Israel, into Gaza, into the West Bank, so that they can be bombed, so that they're all closer together, so that they can be bombed. That's what I believe is going on. And they have been successful in the genocide. I'm not saying that it's over yet, it's not completely over, but they have killed a majority of the population. The average age in Gaza is, I believe, 15 right now because they killed all of the adults. They're all dead. Okay, and yeah, Hamas is still there, and they're going to continue to be there as long as Israel keeps dropping bombs. There's going to be a resistance against that. Don't forget that Hamas was originally a democratically fair, and they were democratically elected in a fair and free election. And why did the Palestinians elect Hamas? Because they were being brutalized by the Israeli regime way back in 2006. Way back, even back then, it was bad. It wasn't as bad as it is now, of course.
Was there any election after the first election of Hamas?
No, that I know they took over. I know they did not allow
What
any
did they
more elections. They are fascist.
what did they do with the political? Okay, there you go. All right, they like quote unquote took care of the political opposition by killing them and torturing them until they stopped.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I agree with it.
why is
Those
that
are
a good
facts. Yeah,
thing? I guess I don't know. Like,
it's
why are you
not.
trying to? So why are you bringing this up? Like, why the fuck are you bringing this up in the first place?
Because my point is that number
You're
one, there
defending
is a
Hamas.
genocide
I
happening.
just want to be. I just want to clarify. You were defending Hamas.
I'm not.
Okay. You were literally.
I'm
You were like, oh.
contextualizing their
Okay.
choices.
You
Just
literally
Mhm.
okay. You mentioned Hamas being democratically elected without mentioning explicitly that they prevented the holding of further elections afterwards. That to me is defending Hamas. Do you understand?
Yeah, I
Because
understand. I don't agree.
they prevent the will of the people from even getting a chance to speak on whether or not they want Hamas out or not, because they seized power and they prevented any other peaceful transfers of power afterwards. Do you understand that part?
Actually, yes. And actually, you're right. I have not
So I
spent
don't know
enough time
why. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I haven't spent enough time. I haven't spent enough time adequately like condemning Hamas. And it's important to condemn Hamas. I know that it's like a meme, okay? I know it's a meme, but it is important. And I
No,
do
I'm not
not
asking you to condemn
support the shit
Hamas.
that they do. Yeah, well, they're fascists. They prevented further elections. They torture people, they kill people,
No,
they kill
no.
civilians.
We're not even there
That's
at
bad.
moral. Hold on. We're not even there at moral judgments yet. Okay, because we haven't even established the facts, right? We don't even have a consistent set of facts here, right? So hold on. So I have a question to ask you. Which intifada did Hamas establish itself? You have 5 seconds. One,
I believe it
two,
was the
three,
it was the second
four.
intifada.
Okay, at least you got that part correct. Okay, how long did Hamas spend as a charity group? You have 5
I
seconds.
want to say like 3 years, maybe.
No, it was a week or something. It was much shorter than that. Let me see.
My bad.
Hold on.
My bad.
How long did Hamas spend?
All I was saying
I'm gonna
is
double check
that yeah,
myself.
they. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You might be right. Who knows? Let me see.
No, I think you are right. It was much shorter than several years.
Yeah. There's no shot. It's 3 years. That's insane. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't even have the facts correct. Why the fuck are you even here? Like you don't even have the facts. Like I'm so confused.
I said that I'm not an expert in the like history of Israel. Okay, I have a rough
hold on.
understanding of it.
Don't you think this is
Mhm.
important? Don't you think this is important in determining whether or not Israel is conducting a genocide on Gaza?
Nope. Not even a little bit. I don't
But you
really
don't
think
even
that the
have the
history
basic
matters all that much.
facts. Like I'm bringing up like stuff that is relevant to whether or not you should define something as a genocide, right? Like all of these are
I look at
relevant.
what the situation is right now, and I conclude that it's a genocide. And
Yeah, but
if you
even
want
then
to
it doesn't match
contextualize
up.
it with history, that's why I was talking about the history of Israel, what I know about the history of Israel. Okay, I was trying to contextualize the current genocide that's happening.
Okay, I don't know
To
why you're saying
establish why
contextualize.
it happened.
Hold on. I don't know why you're saying contextualize when it's very clear you're trying to make Hamas look better by saying that they're democratically elected. So I don't know why you're saying
I
contextualize.
It's not that simple. It's not as simple as me making them look better, okay? I don't just want to like glaze Hamas and like, oh, I just love Hamas and everything that they do is so
Yeah, no one's
awesome
saying
and
that.
just.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, there's more than one way to, defend a group without glazing them, of course, right?
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is that if you consider it making Hamas look better to say like, well, Hamas is resisting a genocide, which they are, then fine. I'm like making them look better. But I don't really think I am because at the end of the day, they're still doing things that are awful, that are human atrocities. They're killing people, they're killing civilians, they're kidnapping them, torturing,
Hmm.
rape, whatever. They're doing all of those awful things. And I understand that. I just also recognize that they are doing this to resist an apartheid state, a genocidal regime. A genocidal regime.
Is
That's it.
Hamas genocidal?
Honestly, no. I don't think they are. You asked me if they're genocidal. First of all, they're not doing a genocide. And second of all, I don't think that
No,
if
no, I didn't say they were
Palestinians
doing
were free,
genocide. I'm saying is
mhm,
Hamas
I know.
genocidal? Like
Do they
their
want to
ideology
do
is
a
rooted in
genocide?
it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So they're
yeah.
gen- so they're
So
genocidal. So
mhm,
they're genocidal, right? Because you say Hamas wants to do a genocide, so they're genocidal. That's what it means, right?
sure. Sure.
What?
Yeah, they're genocidal. I don't think that they have the capabilities of doing a genocide ever. They will never have the capability of doing it. Even if Palestine were free,